Hi everyone, I'm Donna Stellhorn, your practical astrologer, and today we are talking about the solar eclipse. It is on March 29. It's at 9 degrees of Aries. This is the last Aries eclipse that we're going to have until October 2032. And then on March 30, Neptune goes into the sign of Aries for the first time in 164 years. What does this mean for you? That's what we're going to talk about. For those of you who are new, welcome. I'm so happy that you're here. We're going to do a short overview, and then we're going to look at your sign in particular and love and money. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And if you would like a copy of your chart so you can follow along in these videos, I'll send you a PDF. There's a link in the description. An eclipse closes a door in your life, and it forces you to move forward. We had 18 months of Aries Libra eclipses, and this put a focus on yourself and one-on-one relationships. And 2 weeks ago, we started the 18-month cycle of Virgo Pisces eclipses, where the focus is on taking our spiritual ideas and our vision of what could be and applying this to our daily lives. Eclipses disrupt the status quo. And as disruptive as they are, it is almost always the case that we look back on these times and think that it was necessary and beneficial. But at the time, it can feel uncomfortable. This particular eclipse is at 9 degrees of Aries. I give a 5-degree orb. That means if you have any planets between 4 degrees and 14 degrees, you are getting hit by this eclipse. If you have planets in Aries, Cancer, Libra, or Capricorn, you're getting a harder hit. And if this eclipse falls within 5 degrees of your birthday, you are getting a direct hit. So that means that some aspect in your life is going to change. We'll talk about where the changes might be for you when we talk about the individual signs. But it is beneficial for you to look at your life and what you have been wishing to change, even though maybe you're not feeling ready for that change. Because when you ask questions like that, when you say what should change in my life, what could change in my life, you are starting to train your mind to look for opportunities. Now, we had a very similar eclipse back in October 2024. It was on October 2nd, and it was at 10 degrees of Libra. Libra is the opposite sign to Aries, and so there is a similar energy. So think about what was happening back in October of 2024. Maybe you are finishing up some of that energy with this current eclipse, or maybe you need to make some additional changes in that same area of life, or maybe somehow you avoided making a change then, and now the changes are happening. Now, besides this eclipse, on March 30, Neptune goes into the sign of Aries. It did this last time on April 13th, 1861. Now, for you history buffs out there, you may recognize that date. That was the day after the Civil War in the United States began. And so that back then was all about divisions, and right now we are a very divided people. Energies like this tend to repeat, giving us an opportunity to improve and make things better. Neptune represents our vision, the idealized version of what we want to create in our lives. But it also rules nightmares and fear. And so it's both the utopian ideas and the dystopian ones. It's two sides of the same coin. Since our thoughts become our actions and our actions become our life, it's important now to find the vision of what it is you want to create in your life. And then you'll be able to work to make that a reality. Now, I know that does not sound easy in this world today, but it's worth trying. It's worth working towards. And with Neptune, it doesn't mean keeping your head in the clouds. Your vision may include very practical things that you're doing, maybe in your community to fight for your kids' education, or to keep books in schools, or to have equality and opportunity for everyone. And then soon Saturn's going to enter the sign of Aries. And so with Saturn, the ideas that you formulated using the Neptune energy, then the Saturn sees as blueprints, and it starts constructing your life. Okay, Leo, this eclipse is challenging you in the area of beliefs. And this is where you may be looking at rules you've made for yourself that are actually limiting you. These could be rules that you made very early in life, that you just adopted because a parent said it or a teacher said it, but now you can see how it is limiting you. And these could be beliefs about your capabilities or the opportunities that exist or the possible things that could be done. So this is limiting the scope of your world, and so these rules need to be examined and challenged, and that's what this eclipse is doing. And then with Neptune going into Aries in this area of your chart, it means that the universe is kind of suggesting to you that you can envision something different. I mean, you're Leo, so you're the king, right? So then it's time to construct your kingdom. And so you start doing that by envisioning what it is that you want. So, Leo, you have the gift of self-reliance. You know that deep down that you can do things, that you have confidence, that you have abilities, that you can tap the shoulder of somebody and say, help me with this, and they will. You often seek out puzzles and challenges to do. So this is what to focus on now. And if you would like more help on this, if you want to know what's ahead for you in 2025 and 2026, I do readings. There's a link in the description. Now, when it comes to love relationships, specifically new love, the sun is making a sextile to Jupiter. This means there's an opportunity to meet someone new for a love relationship. A sextile is that if you give yourself a little push, or if you get the energy started, if you take the first action, then things just roll along really nicely. So, but it does require you to initiate. So if you're sitting at home waiting by the phone, that's not the thing to do. You have to make the call, you have to make the request, you have to maybe update your online profile or put up a profile. Do something where you start the action, and then you'll see that it moves along quite smoothly. Now, when it comes to existing love relationships, the sun's making a semi-square to Uranus, and this is a challenging aspect. There is an aspect which does mean that the two of you are coming together, but you're trying to work out something. And the semi-square says this is a point of irritation. So therefore, this is something that has bothered one or both of you in the past, and now you're having to deal with it. So there's already hurt feelings, there's already some soreness. It's kind of like trying to do something when you already feel tired and bruised. And so you have to go in very gently. There's sometimes this energy when we're doing a lot of Aries, like we are, to just bound forward. And you being fire, you like to do that. But in this case, moving a little bit slowly, a little bit cautiously with your partner to work out something. Don't jump to conclusions. Try not to go in too aggressively, but just say, let's just talk this through, and then you can unravel this knot. Now, when it comes to your money, you pull money from Mercury, which is retrograde in Aries, and it's just about to go back into Pisces, which is telling you that it's a reminder to, one, finish up old stuff. If there's old projects or there's some loose ends, there's some little things that you need to do on your company website, there's a little bit that you need to do with investments, maybe you're closing a small account, maybe you're transferring money. Little nitpicky things, get those done while Mercury is going back into Pisces. It is also a time to reacquaint yourself or remember your core mission, what you're really trying to do, why you're making the money in the first place, why you're working so hard. So is this for the family? Is this for your own financial security for the future? Is this so you can have a legacy that then you can donate money in the future? Like, what is the big purpose? So going back to that, which then can move you forward when Mercury goes forward. Now, when it comes to money from business or from investments, Mercury is making an out-of-sign conjunction with Neptune. And because Mercury is retrograde and Neptune's moving forward, they are going to meet together. And so there is really strong energy right now for you making more money over this next 2 weeks. So you really want to take all of the actions necessary to get that happening. Make the phone calls, do whatever it is with your employees or with your broker, but you have really good energy for making more money. And then when it comes to money derived from career, so that would be a paycheck, Mercury going retrograde or being retrograde in this chart and then changing signs does say that if you have had some talks that have been ongoing about you getting a better position or more money, there's going to be something shifting that could bring some opportunities to reopen that conversation. This also could be, though, if you're in active talks, that the management wants to shift the conversation to something, maybe to give you perks rather than actual cash, or to shift the conversation in some other direction. And so you can, while it's in that process of shifting, guide it in the direction you want it to go. So, if you're thoughtful about this, about what it is you want, and paying, that mind to where the company is and what they might be thinking, I think you could negotiate for getting more money. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Consider signing up for my newsletter where I talk about astrological happenings every week. And if you would like to know personally what is up for you in 2025 and 2026, I do readings. There's a link in the description, and I will see you in the next video.